I've been stuck in a rut lately, so I haven't been posting or anything. And yeah, I'm in pajamas right now. We're outside because I don't know, sun seems to help. And I've been in bed for like the entire Thanksgiving break, so like, you know, you need to go outside, woo, or whatever, whatnot. So today we're going to be talking about mood disorders, personality disorders, stuff like that. Not really like discussing what they are and how they affect you, kind of stuff like that, but more like not letting it define you. So far, I've noticed that the people I've told have like been away. I'm not sure if that's the actual reason, but I have like associated my disorders and stuff like that with people being overwhelmed and like obscuring them away and stuff like that. Like my disorder is too much for someone to handle, and like leave me with questions like, is there something wrong with me? Oh yeah, there is, but like not in that way, you know. Sorry, that's not helpful. But like kind of, is there something wrong with me where like I can't control this? It's like a literal and like chemical imbalance in my brain. Like I don't really control this. I can like control like the extent of it sometimes. I can manage it, but like really I don't have too much control of like what's going on with the chemicals in my head, honestly. And the way like the reactions I've got so far, the dude, yeah, it didn't work out. If y'all seen my early videos, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But sorry about that's the train, like this microphone picks up everything. Okay, anyways, but like a week or a couple of days after I had like just poured my heart out, because we were like having a cool moment and I wanted to like share everything. I wanted to understand me and why I do some things, or like how, like why I react to certain things that he does. And we end up like cutting it off. Like he felt like he wasn't, I don't know exactly. He said that it was more like I'm using you and I don't care enough or whatever. I don't believe that. Maybe I'm just in denial, but like I don't believe that. So the 3 years that we were together or whatever situationship, we never actually got together, but that's beside the point. I don't believe that meant nothing to him, especially since literally we were both like crying together like the time before we met, where he said all that stuff or whatever. But let's not get into that. But back to the like main topic. I don't completely believe this yet, because I don't really trust myself, but also because nobody has told me this, and like the whole not trusting myself part too much, like I need somebody else to say it type stuff. But you are not your disorder. You have a disorder, you have a disability, stuff like that. You have a disorder, you have a disability, but you are not your disability. You are not your disorder. And like when it comes along to like relationships, because this also affected some of my friendships too after they found out. And some people just not ready to deal with that, but that's not your fault, that's theirs. You should surround your people by obviously like-minded people, but people that can accept all parts of you, not just the good, not just the part that's able to make them laugh, not just the part that can give them something, but also the other part where they can see you need to be nurtured, and also like the soft sides of you. Like for me, I hate to cry. Like I don't do that because like emotions, and like I'm honestly a tomboy. I run myself like a man, honestly. Like I don't like asking other people for help. Like I got this, I'll be fine type stuff. But the stronger people are usually is just as more as they need to be nurtured. They're not gonna ask for it though, but you gotta want to do it type stuff. And for people like me, like people like that, you shouldn't have to ask for it. And if you feel like you have to like sit there and beg for it, you probably is asking the wrong person. You're more than likely asking the wrong person, because I constantly ask myself, am I asking for too much? Like, is what I'm asking for too much? Like, just simple things that I would think is simple things, because I do this for you in a heartbeat. Like, I do it for you in a heartbeat, but like when it comes to me, it's different. And I'm just like, am I asking for too much, or are they just not listening to what I'm trying to say? But the thing is, you're never asking for too much. I mean, debatable, but like, you're usually not asking for too much, because at a certain point, like, we know that you know exactly what you want. It's just you won't actually say it, because you either feel like you're gonna hurt somebody else, or you feel like it's gonna backlash and hurt you, or you're just not ready yet to step out that comfortability of being comfortable type thing. It's hard to ask for what you want, because sometimes what you want isn't necessarily gonna give you the most like sunshine and rainbow outcomes. Because like for me, I want peace. I just want to wake up sometimes and not feel like everything is just going wrong, and like I don't want to do anything, because what's the point? Because this is the same thing I was doing yesterday, and it's like there's nothing changing. Like, what am I waiting for? Like, I'm not doing enough and stuff like that. And my peace and happiness consists of me just like waking up and feeling like I'm doing something good, not only for other people but for myself too. Like, I'm growing constantly. I'm not passively learning. I'm exploring myself inside and out. I'm exploring the people in the world around me and stuff like that. Like, for me, like, I know I want that, but at the same time, I'm too comfortable in my sadness. Like, there was a time and place where I actually felt like I got back to a point where I could feel joy. And like, after my father passed and stuff, it was like really hard for me to do that. And I reached a point where I got there, but then I started to fall back, because I don't remember the exact, sorry, I keep looking back because like I feel like I'm gonna watch at all times, but I remember a time where, what was I talking about? Sorry. I don't know, I'm just gonna go back to what I remember, but where I felt, it was a time where I felt like I actually like got back to where I was, the happy, playful me. I could like see joy in everything. I looked around and I like what I see. But I start going back into the comfortability of my sadness, because that's what I've known for so long. It's like 6.5 years before I like kind of try to push myself out of that like headspace, like nothing's right, everything's wrong, I don't matter, stuff like that. And it took me a while to get out of that, but I was in there so long, I think I got comfortable in it. Because like I have things that have made me happy. Like my life is like okay right now. Like there's nothing really wrong, but like there's nothing really right either, because all the stuff I was dealing with is still happening. It's just I'm no longer like in the situation like physically. Like my siblings and stuff, they're still there. My mom, she's still in the same situation. If y'all want to know more about that, just I'll make another video. But right now, just to judge, like all that stuff is still happening, but I'm not in it. My phone randomly cut off, and then I realized my microphone was never connected. So the rest of this video is going to be a little bit different, but the same topic. I'm letting this situation I'm no longer in still affect me, because it's still happening. I mean, I'm no longer like physically like directly affected by it anymore, but my family, my siblings still are, and that's even worse for me. Like I'd rather be the one suffering, and I think, yeah, I do blame myself for that sometimes. But anyways, that was just an example of that. But like me, I told people about that, not people, just like certain people that I felt like I could trust and stuff, and it's only been like maybe 2 people that I really like kind of opened up and said every little thing that nobody else knows about me, and they both have like kind of went away. And one of them is just like, when he goes in his little like runts, he's like, I'm stressed out, I just can't be around you, kind of thing. He never said that, but like that's what I'm getting from that. And I'm just like, if there's something wrong, I talk to you about everything. You can talk to talk to me about it, but I don't want to stress you out. So basically, like, he doesn't want to stress my burden me. So I'm like, maybe that's how he thinks about it, if he feels like, anyways, and stuff like that. I'm just like, so I don't know. I feel like he feels like he's gonna burden me by, like, expressing himself to me when I'm in the state I'm in, or like when I'm saying stuff to him, it's like kind of burdening him, because he's trying to feel everything I'm feeling, put his feet in my shoes every time I tell him something. So like he's starting to hurt probably as much as I'm hurting, or like probably like more, so something like that. And then the other one, the one I was dating, it was more like, I think it kind of overwhelmed him. Like, he just like, I ain't shit. Like, I really don't. It's like I don't care enough, or I feel like I can't handle that. Like, I'm not gonna be here for you, and I'm not gonna act like I'm gonna at least try to be, like, basically. And that made me like automatically think maybe my disorder was like an inhibitor. Like, it would like what's the word for it? Would like inhibit me from finding someone that actually would care about me and love me and care for me fully, because my disorders were too much for them. And I had to keep reminding myself that it's not that I'm asking too much. It's not that I'm expecting too much, or making them feel like I'm expecting something from them, like too much of that. It's because I'm just asking the wrong people. And I don't like fully like let my heart believe that, because I don't trust myself, like I said earlier. But also, I know that it's not my fault that they weren't ready to step up. And like, if people truly like love you in a genuine form, they will learn to love you, learn to care for you, or like they know you enough to know how to do this already without even knowing they already knew half the shit you were telling them, type stuff. And they're there for you no matter what. And I don't think that's too much to ask, because like my like wants for love, not all types of forms of love. It's like I don't want like basic type shit. I want magic type stuff. But like everybody's like, that's in fairy tales. That's not something that's like attainable, but it is. You just asking the wrong people. I mean, maybe it's just like a childish thought, but like I will hold out, because I believe there's someone that is more than willing to just do the bare minimum of what I want. Like, I'm not asking you to shoot rainbows out your ass. I'm asking you to not only say that you love me, I want you to show me. I want you to make me to feel it in every form. And that's not too much to ask for somebody. And I'm kind of just making this video for people with disorder like mine, or just general, because I feel like this is probably a general feeling with people with like disabilities and mood disorders and stuff. Like, just to remind you, you are not your disability. You have one, but you are not your disability. You can do anything you want and more. And the people that can't seem to stay on your side and like leave you when you're at your lowest because it's like overwhelming, or they're making you feel like you're too much for them, that your disorder is a problem, that your disability is an inconvenience. It's not. You're just asking the wrong people. And like, especially today, it's very stigmatized. You're not supposed to talk about that like taboo subject. Like, it's too personal, it's too genuine for it to be in the mainstream, if that makes sense. And the thing is, it's natural. It's a big thing, and a lot of people are like undiagnosed. Like, it's like we have a high number of depression, suicide rates in America, stuff like that. But that doesn't even include the people that don't even know they have it yet and whatnot. Because like, even in my own family, like when I told my grandmother about it, she's like, well, maybe you shouldn't just talk about that. You should not like let them know about it, and maybe that wouldn't happen. I'm just like, but then again, if I had waited for him to love this mirage that I gave him I would have wasted my time, because if he couldn't accept or like even try to step up to the ballot now, had I waited and wasted another year of my life, we were doing this for like 3 years, wasted another year of my life trying to deal with this guy, and him trying to deal with me, I guess, and him and me like finally telling him later on, and he does the same thing. That was just wasting my time. I'm glad I just said that. I'm not going around just like, oh, I have this depression, major depressive disorder, I have PTSD, stuff like that. I'm not doing that. I'm waiting until I feel close enough, and when I feel like you give me a safe space to say that type of stuff. So it's like the test before the test. I don't want to say test, because I hate when people test me, and I wouldn't want to do that to others. But it's more like, I trust you, but can I really trust you? Type stuff. Because I trust you enough to tell you this, but I also trust myself enough, like, even, I don't know how to say this, I'll be fine without you, but I'd rather not. So I'm gonna open up everything to you. Not, sometimes I feel like it's like self-sabotage, but at the same time I'm like, it's me opening my heart to you, to let you know exactly how I feel, to let you know my inners and outs, and I want to watch you accept me anyways, type stuff. Because I would do the same for you. Had the Rose University told me the same thing, I would have hugged him. I would have made him know that like I would be there for you no matter what, and stuff. If you ever need to talk about it, I'll be here, type stuff. Because that's just the type of person I am. And you have to realize sometimes you're just not asking the right people to understand you and to accept you for who you are. So it's not your fault. It's their fault for not acknowledging how beautiful, how powerful, how worth it you are. How much love that you were willing to give, how much love you were willing to receive, how much you had like beauty together, type stuff, or like how much, I don't know, you're perfect, perfectly imperfect, and there's nothing wrong with you. Sorry, there's nothing wrong with you. You have a disability, but you're not your disability. You have a disorder, but you're not your disorder, type thing. And I shouldn't have to hide that to make you comfortable. And for the people that make you feel like you have to do that, you should reevaluate your relationship, or at least communicate it about it. If you feel some sort of type of way, like your disorders are a hindrance to their lifestyle, but overall, don't dim your light, don't lessen yourself to make someone else feel comfortable with your guys' situation. Because even in your darkest times, you shouldn't have to hide your pain. Go ahead and scream and complain and shit about that, and you should surround your people that will love you despite that, and actually sit there and talk with you and stuff, and teach you that it's okay to feel hurt, but not to be consumed by it, to let you feel like you have to hide yourself, that you can be yourself at all times, stuff like that. But I don't know. And it's not your fault. Thank you.
Why? Tell him that it's human nature. Why? Why? Does he do me